soon as Eric says we're good to start. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Vanessa, your
Yes.
machine's running. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to everybody and welcome. We'll call to order this special meeting of the Lawrence County Salary Board. Today is Tuesday, July 9 of 2024, and we welcome everybody who is here. A couple of housekeeping items. Let me note for the record that on Wednesday, July 3, the Salary Board met in executive session to discuss matters involving personnel. I'll also note that this meeting has been advertised in accordance with Sunshine Law. The legal ad appeared in Saturday's edition of the Newcastle News. Would also ask if you have any type of electronic communication device, if you please put it on vibrate or silent. We'd appreciate your doing that. And we'll also now move to the Pledge of Allegiance and ask you to remain standing for a moment of silence. Mr. Kennedy, could you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. We'll have a brief moment of silence. Thank you, everybody. Could you call the roll, please, Vanessa?
Commissioner Presselheim.
Here.
Commissioner Sagado.
Here.
Commissioner Kennedy.
Here.
Commissioner Vogler.
Here. Thank you. We have a quorum. Would note that the county code stipulates that each county have a salary board that consists of 4 permanent members, those being the 3 elected commissioners as well as the elected county controller. And when matters involve any of the other elected officials, they become temporary voting members of this board. Now today, the matters that we are discussing do not directly involve any other elected officials, so consequently it'll be the 4 of us that will be voting on these matters. I would also remind everybody that the salary board is responsible for either creating or eliminating positions within the county government structure and establishing the rates of pay for non-union and management employees. This board does not get involved with the union contracts that establish rates of pay for folks that who work here who are members of unions. And nor does this board hire or relieve anyone of their duties. So when we have discussions, as we have always done and as we will do today, we're here to talk about the positions, not the people. In fact, or at least one of the issues we'll be talking about today as far as a rate of pay for a position, that will be addressed in terms of the hiring of that position at today's county commissioner meeting, which starts at 10 o'clock. Before I open it up for public comment, let me see if my fellow members of this board have any opening statements or concerns they'd like to bring up. Mr. Prestelheim.
Nothing.
Thank you. Commissioner Sanada? Again, Commissioner Kennedy. Okay, thank you so much. For public comment, we do this twice during the meeting. We do it now, and then prior to adjournment, we will open the floor for public comment. We ask that your comments be related to Lawrence County Salary Board matters. And we'll also ask if you do have comments, if you could try to limit your time to about 5 minutes or so. We appreciate your doing that in the interest of people's schedules. So with that, let me open the floor and see if there are any public comments from anybody right now. Hearing none, thank you. And Debbie, as we always do when the meeting ends, I'll give you my packet. So, thank you. The minutes of the July 2, 2024 Salary Board meeting are in your packet, gentlemen. If you'd like to look them over, whenever you're ready, I could take a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Thank you both, gentlemen. Any discussion or concerns about the minutes as they've been submitted? If not, we'll ask for a roll call, please.
Controller Prestipine,
Yes.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you so much. The first item on the agenda would be Salary Board Resolution number
23.
23. Thank you, Vanessa. And this matter actually involves both the jail and somewhat indirectly, but as well, the district attorney's office. And we did have some discussion about this in executive session. And as I recall, and please correct me if I make a misstatement here, we consulted with our county solicitor in conjunction with Mr. Lamancusa to determine where does this fall under? Does this matter fall under the jail's jurisdiction or the district attorney's jurisdiction? And I believe the conclusion was that it really does involve the jail. Josh, I appreciate your joining us today. Likewise, Warden Mullmeister. And let me read through it. And since we've determined that it is a jail issue, it will be the four of us voting. But I am going to welcome any input from either or both of you gentlemen. So thank you. This resolution notes that there was a salary board resolution in 2023 that was approved back on January 9 of that year. It was Resolution 18 regarding stipends to certain non-union positions that work within the TTP grant program. The resolution we're considering today would amend Resolution 18 of 2023 to include the following position: the intelligence police officer. Mr. Lamancusa, since you've been kind enough to join us this morning, would you care to make any remarks or offer us any insights as to the background on this, if you would, please?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate your doing that.
Yeah,
Please, and I hope you're feeling better.
I am. I'm still sore, but I'm feeling better.
Okay, that's good.
Gentlemen, by way of background, this is coming out of a grant, the Track, Trace, and Prosecute grant that was applied to about a year and a half ago from PCCD. They awarded a 2-year grant, and what the grant did, it focuses on the trafficking of firearms, tracing illegal firearms, prosecuting felons not to possess, and also setting up what are called straw transfers. And when we constructed the program and we applied for funding, the funding was tied to specific individuals based upon their jobs. At that time, the district attorney's office had a position within its office that was stationed at the Lawrence County Jail. And they were performing all these different duties that were jail-related, but they were also performing the duties that were related to the performance of this grant. About a year ago, the jail acquired the individuals. About a year? It's about a year. So they came off of the district attorney's roles and went on to the jail's roles. However, that individual in the position is still doing the exact same duties that they were doing before related to the grant. So really nothing has changed for this individual, except they no longer work for the district attorney's office. They work for the jail. Therefore, since they're still performing the duties under the grant, we have to make a change with regard to this resolution. Well, this resolution will effectuate a change in past because they used to be a member of the detectives union. Now they are no longer a member of the detectives union. They are an employee of the jail. It's not part of that union. And the way we wrote it, it looks like it's going to the union detective for the district attorney's office, and they no longer have that designation. So it's really a technical change. It doesn't increase or decrease money. The grant ends this year, and the money comes directly from PCC.
Well, thank you very kindly for the background, Mr. Lamancusa. Let me see if my fellow board members have any questions of you, and then I'll call on the warden for any remarks he might have. Commissioner Sanada, any questions for the district attorney? No. Thank you. Commissioner Kennedy?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Prestipine?
No.
Thank you. And once again, just to make sure we're all on the same page, you are in accord with the solicitor's recommendation that this is a jail matter which would preclude you from voting. I hope you're not offended by it.
No, I do not believe I have a vote given the way this has been structured.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Warden, do you have anything to add over and above what Mr. Lamancusa presented today?
Commissioner, I really don't have anything else other to add than what he's already spoken of. So it's just been a very valuable position at the jail for us. There's a lot of work that's done behind the scenes with him. Not everybody realizes, so I'm just very grateful to have that position.
I appreciate your noting that, and I guess my final question for both the district attorney and the warden. As you see this resolution as it's proposed, are you both comfortable with what this board intends to do?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Baumeister, thank you. I'm going to see if my colleagues have questions for the warden or any other comments in general. Commissioner Kennedy? Okay, thank you. Controller Prestipine?
No, just to reiterate, this isn't anything, this isn't new money, this isn't a new position, we're just a technical thing because the person is no longer in a position he wasn't, he's now in a new position, he's getting the same money, everything's still the same, we're just a technical issue, just to sort of compare the problem. It's already his head.
Appreciate your noting that. And I want to thank you because obviously you played a role in working on this as well. So as always, thank you for doing that. Commissioner Sanada? No. Okay, thank you. Well, gentlemen, you've heard from both the district attorney and the warden, as well as the information that's been shared by the controller. Given all of that, would one of you be willing to make a motion for proposed resolution 23?
I move we support resolution 22.
Thank you, Mr. Sanada. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Which Mr. Prestipine offers. Any final comments or concerns? Hearing none, we'll ask Vanessa to call the roll, please.
Controller Prestipine,
Yes.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you very much. Mr. Lamancusa and Warden Baumeister, thank you both. You're very welcome to stay, but I know you're both busy people and you have to move along.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, gentlemen.
Have a good night.
You too. Next on the agenda, these matters fall under the jurisdiction of the commissioners. And as I noted, at today's commissioners meeting at 10 o'clock, we will be taking action as far as a new hire. We've been advised that the current director of county human resources has indicated that she plans to retire from her position as of her last day will be this coming Friday. And our expectation is, and it is on today's agenda at 10 o'clock, the Board of Commissioners will be hiring an individual to move into that position effective next Monday. As a result, it's up to this board to determine a starting salary for the incoming Director of Human Resources. And in our discussions that we did have in executive session where we talked about some of the people involved in this matter, we looked at, among other things, what the rates of pay are for other department heads within our organizational structure. And the conclusion was reached, not the decision, but the conclusion was reached that an appropriate base salary at this time for the Director of Human Resources would be set at $61,000. Again, effective upon the new individual starting in that position. That's kind of the groundwork or the background on this, but I'm going to see if my fellow members wish to, before we take a motion and have further conversation, I want to see if they have any opening concerns or statements on this matter. Mr. Kennedy, I'll start with you. If you have anything you want to add, anything maybe I've overlooked. Okay, I thank you. Controller Preston. Okay, thank you, sir. And Mr. Sanada?
Fine.
Okay, thank you. Well, this resolution, number 24, as noted, would establish the base salary for the Lawrence County Director of Human Resources at $61,000 per year. We're making an assumption that this would include benefits.
Yes, it's a full-time position.
So it doesn't need to be stated in there. Your office is comfortable with how this is worded, that they will automatically be eligible for the benefits. Okay, thank you, Dave. Gentlemen, may I have a motion then for Resolution 24?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Is there a second?
Also,
Thank you, David. Further comments or discussion? If not, we'll take a roll call, please.
Controller Prestipine,
yes,
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. Proposed Resolution 25. Again, this matter involves the Office of Human Resources. Recently, the deputy director in that office, and it's a two-person office, by the way. A few weeks ago, the deputy director retired from her position as well. And I will note that interviews were held for that position. And our expectation is that when the new individual becomes the Director of Human Resources, he will work with our county administrator who participated in that interview process to go over the applications that were received. And then it will be the responsibility of the new HR director to hire the deputy director. But what we need to do as a salary board is establish a base salary for the deputy director. And my expectation would be that, again, we hope that the new director will start on Monday of next week. And shortly thereafter, our hope is that he will be in a position that he can move forward with hiring the individual for the deputy position. And this resolution would establish that rate of pay as a base salary at $44,000. Now, and incidentally, it's a non-union position, as is the director's position. Let me see if my colleagues have any concerns or comments or questions, and I'll start with Controller Preston.
no, I just wanted to point out the current human resource director and the former deputy director's salaries they were making were higher than both these base salaries that we're setting today. So these are actually a cost savings to the county.
Thank you for noting that. And once again, David, I'm assuming that it is noted that it goes with the position that they will be eligible for the
Yes, all
benefits.
full-time positions are required to offer them benefits.
Thank you, sir. Anything else, Dave? Chris, any concerns or comments?
Expressed it.
Thank you, Chris. And Dan, anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I thank you for that. Would someone care to make a motion for proposed resolution 25?
I move the support resolution 25.
Thank you, Chris. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, David. Further concerns or discussion? If not, we'll ask Vanessa to call the roll, please.
Controller Prestipine,
Yes,
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. Final resolution that we have to consider this morning involves the Commissioner's office. And we're looking at the administrative assistant position in that office. This resolution would establish that rate of pay as a base salary of $33,500. It's a non-union position, and as we've talked about with the controller, with the other positions we've discussed, it's a given that this position, the person holding the position would be eligible for the benefit package that the county offers. The commissioners have actually seen a decrease in the size of its office over the years. When I came in 2004, we of course had the three commissioners. We had a county administrator. We had a solicitor, of course, which we still do. But we had 4 staff people working there at the time. We're down to 2 now. One is the deputy chief clerk. I believe I got your title right.
Yes.
And then this administrative assistant position. So this would clarify and establish the base salary for this position at $33,500. I'm going to see if, before we take a motion, I'll see if there would be any comments from my fellow colleagues. We'll start with Chris. Thank you. Mr. Kennedy.
I do. This is our base salary. So if we find somebody that's more qualified, because right now, all these positions really don't have a name to them. And we gotta offer them more money. Are we able to do that with the base salary? If someone's qualifications are way up there, they're already here at the courthouse making more money.
We would, I believe, have to reconvene as a salary board and do that, which is possible. It is doable.
Once we get the applicants, we need to look at them and see where they're at.
That's right.
If we tell people, oh, your base salary is 33.5, I just don't think people are gonna get, looking at the salaries of people in this courthouse right now, or someone coming in from outside. So
Understood.
that's my concern. If we get somebody and we can look at these, if we have to down the road, then I'm fine with it.
Right. If we would have to do that, it'd be simple as calling a meeting, and as long as there would be 3 votes, that could happen. Okay, I'm good. Thank you, Dan. Controller Prestipine. Okay, I thank you. Gentlemen, this is proposed resolution 26. Would someone care to make a motion?
I'll make them.
Thank you, Dan. And Mr. Sanada offers the second. Any further discussion? Since I don't hear any, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Controller Prestipine,
Yes.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thanks, Vanessa. Those are the voting matters that we had to take into consideration this morning. There's a line item for new business, and I'll open the floor to see if my colleagues do have any other matters of business they wish to discuss. Mr. Pine, Mr. Kennedy.
I'm good.
Thank you so much. I'll open the floor for public comment.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You explained the transition for human resources, but why is there an open position in your office?
Currently, there is not an open position in our office, but there's a possibility that that could happen. And we're doing this in the event that it should happen. Now, did I answer that satisfactorily as far as you 3 gentlemen are concerned? Okay, thank you. Debbie, anything else?
No.
Thank you. Other public comments? Vanessa, anything we've overlooked?
No.
Thank you. Closing comments from my fellow members of this board. Anything else, gentlemen? Well, my thanks to all of you, and especially our controller's office, because they always review and help put together these resolutions to make sure they're worded appropriately. And Vanessa, our thanks to you for all the work you do. Can't forget Eric, because you're always here to turn us on and turn us off. So if there are no other matters to be brought before the board today, I would request a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor of adjournment, please say aye. Aye, opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. This meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody. And Eric's gonna turn it off. Debbie, I actually have 2 things for you.